Hello everybody, my name is Gus, and today is the 1 year anniversary of the Switch 2, and the Nintendo Direct is coming in the next month, so guess what? I'm gonna give away some thoughts and predictions before it happens. It's been 8 months since the Direct. I kinda want to try to say some ideas of what could happen, whether they be 100% correct, or just flat out wrong. I don't really care at this point. One of them is just F-Zero. I think a new F-Zero game would probably come out, like a remake. That's it, just an F-Zero remake, probably the one for the GameCube, especially since no F-Zero games have technically been remade. Or remade, like, at all. Like, I think this would probably be the big moneymaker, especially since all of it was during, like, the early 2000s, so seeing a F-Zero in, like, 2025 would be pretty cool. The next thing I think they're probably going to show is 3D Super Mario. This is 100% mostly unlikely, especially since I feel like in their next Direct, whenever that happens, is going to be the day they're going to show it. But if they do show a Mario game, I think it's probably going to be a remake of Super Mario Bros. On the DS. I think that would probably be a game that a lot of people will enjoy. The next game that I think people will enjoy is the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask 2-in-1 remake that apparently got leaked. It's unconfirmed. It's right now just a leak, and if it does happen, that would be pretty cool. But as it remains a leak and a mystery until this Direct tomorrow, I'll be 100% getting the game because I played Majora's Mask on the N64 and I really did enjoy it, and right now I'm finishing Ocarina of Time. They're both really good games, so seeing a remake for the Switch 2 would probably be a really good idea. Next thing I would want to see is a new game for Star Fox, either being a prequel or a sequel to the game. I don't care, just a new storyline for Star Fox would be interesting. Especially because there's so many stories that Nintendo can do. They've done Andross like 3 separate times. One of them was a remake, so I won't count it. Please do something different. They have the chance. They don't need to be stuck on the 64 for like the next 10 years. Just make something new. It's a new idea. You have so many options. How has no one thought of this yet? I think Kirby's probably going to get a new game. Like, in terms of everything, Kirby hasn't had a new game in about 3 years. It only had the update. They only had the Switch 2 update for the game, which was like an extra $20. It was fine for an update, but I feel like this is gonna be the big reveal of a new Kirby game. Hopefully it's 3D, because Kirby and the Forgotten Land was already a really good game. But, you know, if it gets like another remake, I feel like people would just be fine with it. It really does feel like Nintendo's just going to be releasing a bunch of remakes this year at least. More or less because I feel like with all the big releases that are happening, they're going to wait until 2027, the beginning of 2027, and just show off all of their games. Like a Nintendo Direct somewhere in December. Bam! They hit you with 4 new games. And we get like 7 new accessories, 4 new DLCs, and like 1 new game or something. I think 1 new game on the 64 it'd probably be Smash Bros. For the 64 because that's a game people want, and it's been hinted at ever since the Switch 2 first shown its first shown its N64 catalog, which was back in like 2025. It's been a year. They're probably gonna say, hey, we're releasing Smash Bros. And releasing Mario Party on the GameCube. Smash Bros. For the 64 probably won't have online. But if it does, yo, that's crazy. Hopefully we get to see an N64 tournament. a first ever Smash Bros. Tournament held directly by Nintendo themselves. It'll be pretty cool to see that happen. For the GameCube, I think they're probably going to release the Mario Party catalog. This seems like the most likely, especially since Mario Party is one of their big franchises. On the GameCube too, that's 4 Mario Party games. That's going to be great. Even if they do release 2 of them, I think releasing 4 and 5 would be the best option. And then later on in the year, they can release 6 and 7. I did not mean to make that, I was just saying. Okay. Last but not least is obviously Metroid. I haven't played Metroid Prime, but I'm going to. It takes a while. I need money. I'm broke. They robbed me of every penny I have. Please, Nintendo. So anyways, I think the next Metroid game is obviously going to be a remake. I think the best remake, the best game to remake is going to be Other M, or the one for the Wii, since we didn't really have much to do with Other M. The only thing that really happened with it was a game. It didn't do too good, and now they can do it again, especially because in terms of Metroid, they've been producing Metroid Prime 4, and then Dread happened and was really good, and everyone did enjoy it. But now that Metroid Prime 4 has stopped, and a lot of people just were like, okay, this is a game. The best one to remake would be Other M, fill in some missing stories elements, and also get some new voice actors. We haven't really had much to do with Samus, especially because during Super Smash Bros. Brawl, those have been the voice lines for Wario, Captain Falcon, and Samus. Specifically the Zero version. So getting some new voice lines or voice actors for Samus would actually be really good. So we'll be updating the design, because we haven't really had much. We haven't really had very many Metroid games since Metroid Prime 4 took up like 30 since it took like 30 months. Actually no, it took like 10 years for a new Metroid game to come out. So seeing a new Metroid Prime, so seeing a new Metroid remake, so seeing a Metroid Other M remake would definitely be the best option. For what gameplay we're going to see, it's probably just going to be either Pokemon, like just some new gameplay or new Pokemon that are going to be featured, and the new evolutions to the starters. Maybe some new forms that are going to be shown, and definitely like a reveal date of when it's going to happen. If that happens, cool. There's probably not going to be really anything else. Maybe the legendaries are being shown, but that's it. The last thing I think we're going to see is updates to Mario Kart World and Tomodachi Life. These two seem the most likely, since Mario Kart World hasn't gotten a big update since version 1, which was when it released. And that's it. Nothing else really happened. It looked like a DK Bonanza was going to get added into, like with the Kong Island and such, but it never did. People are still waiting on that update. When's it going to happen? I think this month. It's going to be the 1-year anniversary of the Switch 2 and Mario Kart World, so a version 2 of Mario Kart World where you get 8 new tracks, 2 new courses would be really good. For Tomodachi Life, I think there's obviously going to be the concert hall, which was, I think, everybody's favorite, because you can say and do whatever you want. They're obviously not going to introduce online anytime soon. They might introduce save files, so that way you can save your island and go to whichever file you want to, without having to make new accounts. And if that happens, amazing. They really outdone themselves. The last update to a game that will 100% happen is obviously Animal Crossing. It's definitely going to be the final update if it ever happens. And if it does happen, okay. And that's it. Pretty good. Last thing that I think is going to be DLC. Last thing I think that's going to happen is probably about like 3 new DLCs. If it does, it's definitely going to be Tomodachi Life. This game has been the streamer game of the month in May, and to see it get a new update or a new DLC, this is 100% going to bring back the game. The next game that's definitely going to have a DLC is either Donkey Kong Bonanza or Metroid Prime 4. This feels like a no-brainer at this point. Those were really popular games. DK Bonanza already had its DLC, but they just might do it again. Who knows? And for Metroid Prime 4, yeah. It took like 7 years. They're definitely releasing DLC. Last but not least, one last thing. Sorry this took so long. I've been busy.